Just a few days into the 2024 playoffs, crazy comebacks, memories that'll last a lifetime, incredible game winners, suffocating defense, all that regular season high scoring nonsense thrown out the window. None of that in the most competitive series, unless you're the Milwaukee Bucks without Giannis. A bunch of young stars playing their first taste of playoff basketball, not as easy as expected for Paolo Banchero, whose team simply doesn't have enough offense, Tyrese Halliburton, not scoring as much but making his teammates excel, Chet Holmgren, a strong first impression, Jalen Williams, one of the greatest picks selected 12th overall, underratedly good, Jaime Jaquez, a bounce back game 2. While many delusional fan bases thought their team's good enough to win a title, before several of them get bounced in round 1, being victims of my upcoming absolute travesty videos. But on to a super positive video of 10 greatest individual performances active NBA stars in their first ever playoff series, starting with Ben Simmons of the Philadelphia 76ers. Can you believe that? An absolute travesty how much he's been mentally impacted. 2018 rookie Ben was his actual prime, many forgotten, 6'10 floor general, supposedly the next LeBron, lived up to the hype. His first full season, flirting with a triple-double every game, already one of the best defenders, a top 5 passer, averaged an easy 16, 8 and 8, led his team to 16 straight wins to close out the regular season, gave everybody Magic Johnson vibes, dealing with a banged up Embiid, faced Miami led by Coach Bo with a 36-year-old Dwayne Wade, Goran Dragic and Kelly O. Ben immediately took control of that series, having a 17.14 assist, 9 rebound game 1, leading to a 130-103 win, firing laser passes to cutters, aggressively attacked the basket, down 4 at the half. Brett Brown replaced Amir Johnson with stretch 4 Ersan Ilyasova, surrounding Ben with shooters, destroyed Miami, Redick Bellinelli, each with 4 trays, Ersan with 3. Simmons even made media members lose their minds, including this absolute travesty of a take from Colin Cowherd, declaring Ben the 5th best player in the league. Won games 3 and 4 in Miami, 19 and 12 with 4 steals. Game 3, with Embiid back, Philly would close out in 5, attempting at least 10 shots every one of the 5 games. Still his best playoff series to this day, average over 18, 10 and 9, 2.5 steals. Everything looked amazing from winning Rookie of the Year to having all the praises. At the time, Ben Simmons couldn't do no wrong until the abomination Game 2 1-point game against Boston the following series. Simmons too stubborn, didn't have the work ethic to work on his holes. 6 years later, could be on his way out the league and a potential classic case study on one of the greatest fall-offs ever experienced by a professional athlete. Luka Donic 2020. Despite falling to the much better Clippers, the 21-year-old absolutely destroyed, abused, annihilated, and humiliated prime Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. 42-point postseason debut. Porzingis went down after Game 3. Many thought this series would be a sweep by the Clips, being the heavy favorites with title aspirations. Game 4 was an absolute thing of beauty. After Montrezl Harrell previous game called Luka the B word, referred him to a white boy. When the world was at the height of racial tensions, Doncic absolutely put on one of the greatest performances. Unstoppable 43 points, 17 rebound, 13 assist game. Outscoring Kawhi and Paul George combined. Montrezl 2 points, Harold ate his words after Doncic continuously schooled Reggie Jackson every single time, including an absolutely jaw-dropping game winner. The first playoff bang bang Mike Breen's called.
Back to Doncic. Doncic pulls up, 3-pointer. Bang! Bang! It's good! Doncic wins the game at the buzzer!
Despite falling in 6 games, a good effort Game 6, 38, 9 and 9, an excellent first postseason impression we'll never forget. Trae Young 2021 dismantling the Knicks. Now that felt like ages ago. His team's taken 3 steps backward since. A series that's supposed to go far, many had New York winning it. But the third-year sensation, way too much for a Knicks team, lacking any sort of offense. The first game back and forth clinic, Trae went blow to blow with Alec Burke. Tight game down the stretch, Tibbs deciding to put Frank Ntilikina in for defense absolutely backfired, having the game-winning floater His first ever playoff game debut at Madison Square Garden, doesn't get any better than that. Proceeded to drain a bunch of daggers at home to pull away, up 3-1, a closeout 36.9 assists road win. After a long way back to the postseason for New York, Trae became Knicks fans' public enemy number one, having terrific numbers. A New York team with Julius Randle shooting under 30% for the series, Nerlens No Hands Not Wells, Reggie Bullock, RJ Barrett, and a past his prime D Rose wasn't gonna have enough to beat Atlanta. Trae beating the Sixers and ending Ben Simmons' all-star career much more impressive. Nikola Jokic 2019 with the Denver Nuggets, from winning his first championship 2023, knocking off Karl Towns round 1 and Jimmy Butler in the finals, two guys who prevented his team from making the playoffs the season before. Fresh off his first All-Star appearance, Jokic officially declared the best big men, but many still weren't sold on that. Averaged 20, 11 and over 7 dimes for the 3-seeded Nuggets, 54 wins, was already in the discussion as best passing big men ever. The Nuggets haven't won a playoff series since 2009. Matched up against San Antonio with DeMar, LaMarcus Aldridge, DeJounte Murray, and Derek White, posted a 10-point triple-double game 1, bounced back game 2 with 21, 13, and 8, needing to win game 4 to even the series. Joker proved no doubt he could deliver, 29, 12, and 8 stat line. Teammate Jamal Murray added 24, leading to an easy game 5 win. Role players Gary Harris, Millsap, Barton, and Monte Morris all balled out, while teams struggled game 6. Jokic a ridiculous 43, 12, and 9, but the Nuggets got blown out. His first real test, game 7, absolutely delivered, a 21.15 rebound triple-double, played over 43 minutes. Given his massive frame, many didn't expect Jokic to last that long and be super durable without getting tired, giving us a preview of ultimate greatness with his array of shots. Proven to be a winning postseason performer, first time he stepped into a playoff atmosphere. Donovan Mitchell of the Utah Jazz, 13th pick out of Louisville, outperformed all his draft mates early on. Utah's supposed to be a lottery team after the departure of All-Star Gordon Hayward, but the rookie alongside Rudy Gobert led Utah to 48 wins. Super defensive minded, the 21-year-old carried the heavy load on offense against the reigning MVP Russell Westbrook, multiple-time All-Star Paul George, and Carmelo Anthony. A series many expected OKC to win, but rookie Mitchell, able to steal game 2 on the road, 13 of his 28 in the fourth, proved to be a true closer, having good complementary role players in Ricky Rubio, Joe Ingles, and Derek Favors. Donovan proved to be the more mature star player in the series over a frustrated Westbrook, who struggled game 3 and let his ego take over, lost his cool against Ricky Rubio, forcing Russ to be early foul trouble game 4, allowing Mitchell to ball out with 33, took a commanding 3-1 lead, already in excellent position, giving Utah being a tough place to play for road teams. Donovan saved his very best for last, 5 3-pointers, closed out OKC, having Paul George melt under pressure and nearly sending Carmelo Anthony to an early NBA retirement, being too quick, too athletic, didn't play like a rookie at all. 22 points that third quarter, truly exceeded all expectations, being the best player in the series against 3 future Hall of Famers, becoming the only player in history besides Kareem Jabbar to score 20 plus his first 6 playoff games as a rookie. One of the more surprising outcomes of the 2018 postseason, Damian Lillard eliminating the Houston Rockets 2014 first round, just his second season, and evenly matchup. Both teams won 54 games. Lillard will prime LaMarcus Aldridge, battling James Harden and Dwight Howard. The Rockets, the slight favorites with more star power. The beginning of the series truly belonged to LA, who absolutely destroyed Dwight and Amir Asset at the same time. Lillard, a 31-point playoff debut. Dame time started from the very first game, a tying bomb with under 30 ticks left, plus an and-one layup on Patrick Beverley in overtime. 2 of the 3 wins in this series decided in extra sessions, leading to an epic closeout. Portland on verge winning its first playoff series in 14 years, the longest drought at the time, with former legendary Blazers head coach Jack Ramsey passing away days before. The whole Portland team repped the patch on their jersey, while Houston trying to survive facing elimination. After Chandler Parsons' putback layup, Portland down 2 with under a second left, Dame Dollar drained one of the craziest first-round game winners we'll ever see.
It's Lillard. He got the shot off. Lillard, good! Good! And the Blazers win the series!
Steph Curry 2013 went bananas after being snubbed as an All-Star. Gave us that epic 54-piece at Madison Square Garden, the start of a new basketball revolution. Facing a 57-win 3-seeded Nuggets, Steph had a 30-point, 13-assist Game 2. Golden State dropped 130 with Clay, Harrison Barnes, and Jarrett Jack balling out. A 29-point, 11-assist Game 3 had some nagging ankle pain. While David Lee suffered a hip injury Game 2, out for the rest of the series, Arco Arena, as electric as any environment, given the franchise's long-enduring struggles, first postseason since the We Believe squad. 25-year-old Steph shown the complete scoring package, put the world on notice. Game 4, scored 22 of his 31 in the third quarter, and avalanched that 6-minute span, shot 10 of 16 that game, including 6 trays. There was absolutely nothing the Nuggets can do. The birth of his first look-away 3 captured on national television. George Karl even tried to convince his team wanting to intentionally injure Steph. That's when Iguodala realized he needed to take his talents to the Bay Area. Curry with a masterful display, whether it's the floaters, crossover, left-handed finishes. George Karl fired right after the series, putting on an absolute show, leading to the birth of an upcoming dynasty. Devin Booker 2021 Lakers waited 6 long seasons for the playoffs, endured plenty of times with 20-ish wins, humiliating blowouts, culture dysfunction, multiple draft busts. Nothing about the Phoenix Suns pre-bubble era was positive until the Chris Paul trade. Alongside a motivated Monty Williams and a competent GM in James Jones, 24-year-old Booker alongside CP and a mentally healthy DeAndre Ayton, Phoenix counted out as being fraudulent, the number 2 seed, doubted by the media. Of the 18 ESPN prediction heads, 17 of them had the Lakers winning the first round series. Only Bobby Marks got it correct. A dominant 34-point Game 1 win, 7 rebounds, 8 assists, outscoring both James and Davis combined. Book also netted in 31 Game 2. CP3 suffered a shoulder contusion, said he couldn't shoot for a game and a half, only played 2 minutes in the fourth quarter of Game 2. Cameron Payne forced to close out. Many Laker fans still make excuses to this day for Anthony Davis's injury that led to Phoenix winning the series, but ignore Chris Paul's early injuries. Booker proceeded to blow the bricks out of the Lakers, a non-competitive Game 5 and 6, 18 of his first 30 points in the first quarter, sat out the entire fourth for a 30-point win, started to receive many Kobe-like comparisons, had an epic 47-point, 15 of 22 shooting, 8 3-pointer performance Game 6, Staples Center absolutely stunned, even outscored the Lakers 22-14 the final 6 minutes, 6 of 6 from deep, had the best opening 12 minutes of anybody we've seen in the playoffs the last decade, added 11 in the second quarter for an insane 33-point half, being super locked in from the start, something his team been lacking in big playoff games post 2021. This series from Book made the Lakers overreact, leading to blowing up their rotational players, ended up bringing in Russell Westbrook, saying bye-bye to the Alex Carusos and KCPs of the world. Laker fans in their organization completely took some of their players for granted. Chris Paul 2008, New Orleans Hornets, Dallas Mavericks. Being the point guard for the entire 2010s, many didn't realize the incredible speed and athleticism before having to change his game. Today's Tyrese Halliburton, absolutely nothing compared to 22-year-old CP, debuting against the previous season's MVP Dirk Nowitzki. Alongside Jason Kidd, Jet Terry, and Josh Howard, Paul proved who was most superior. An unforgettable 35-point, 10-assist, 4-steal playoff debut, 15 of 23 shooting. Believe it or not, this was the only playoff series with New Orleans winning during CP's tenure. Receiving MVP chant that third quarter, 15 points, 5 dimes, unstoppable, as prepared as any young superstar in any playoff debut. Continue his excellence. Game 2, 32 points, set a postseason franchise record 17 assists, embarrassed the older J Kidd, leapfrogging all the other superstars in the league. Only Kobe and LeBron considered better than Paul at that point in time. Having the complete offensive package, setting up David West for midi jumpers and Tyson Chandler for alley-oops. Many were actually surprised how easily Paul's Hornets dismantled Dallas in 5 games. A triple-double, 24-point, 11 rebound, 15 assist closeout resulted in a second round trip with San Antonio. First round series win, the day Coach Brian Scott won Coach of the Year. Those Mavs could have realistically made the conference finals if they had the right matchups in the super loaded West, but CP3 just way too good. LeBron James, Washington Wizards, much hype and anticipation for his very first postseason, 2006, an epic duel against Gilbert Arenas. James averaged an insane 35.7 points, 51% shooting, averaged nearly 47.5 minutes. The way people talk about 2020 Jamal Murray versus Donovan Mitchell, the mid-2000s was LeBron versus Gilbert. Multiple 40-point games, a Saturday ABC 3 p.m. matchup to kick off the postseason. A loud and roaring Guns Arena, the 21-year-old phenom set the tone from the start. A 32-point triple-double, super aggressive, abusing both Antoine Jamison and Caron Butler. His Cavs dominated from start to finish, bounced back game 3 after falling game 2. His first ever postseason on the road, 41 massive points, including a hop-step finish to give his team the lead. While the 5th game, epic classic, 45-piece, James became the second youngest to drop 40 points in a playoff game behind Magic Johnson. Gilbert Arenas 44 points himself. James also shot 17 of 18 from the line, making absolutely clutch plays down the stretch with another go-ahead game winner. Got all the way to the basket, tiptoeing along the baseline for the soft lay-in. Given the pace and style of the NBA back then, this young version of LeBron would have averaged 40 in the modern era against a non-contending 5th seed in the East. The closeout game 6, best remembered for trash-talking Gilbert Arenas at the line, getting into Agent Zero's head, choke both free throws, having Damon Jones stream the dagger. LeBron's maturity at that age, with the high IQ and superhuman athletic abilities, proved he was already one of the game's best players in just his 3rd season. Honorable mentions includes John Moran 2021 Utah series, Derrick Rose's classic 7 games against 2009 Boston without KG, Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant taking the defending champion Lakers and eventual champs to 6. Anthony Davis, despite getting swept by Golden State 2015, monster numbers. De'Aaron Fox, solid versus Golden State 2023. Anthony Edwards versus Memphis. And of course, Jamal Murray 2018 against San Antonio.